Hello, 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 wherever you are on this intriguing planet we humans call Earth. I hope you are having a thought-provoking day, evening, or night, wherever you are located. Welcome to my channel about Blender. But my topic really probably cover all the other 3D packages as well, not just Blender. So if you're from Maya, Houdini, Cinema 4D, whatever, I welcome you to stay on board because this may be applicable to all the other 3D software packages as well. Today, my topic is dealing with a mechanical mesh. Now, you know, for the most part, whenever we start using rigging, we always like to practice on like an organic humanoid figure. And if it got bends in there, we don't mind because a human body is sort of, you know, it's organic. It's sort of, when it's organic, it's flexible. It's most of it, unless it has an exoskeleton. So this apply. What I'm going to cover today is how to make a mechanical arm or even an exoskeleton not to be bendable. So here's an example of what I mean right here. You see this shape right here? You see right over here on this side. Let me annotate it. On this side where I'm going to put my X at, you will see that the figure, you see how my circular part is distorted. It's flexible, but a mechanical arm or exoskeleton is not flexible. It's not bendable. It's for the most part it's rigid. Yeah, they are bending, but you can't see it with the naked eye. It's bending, but for the most part, an exoskeleton or a mechanical arm doesn't bend as much as this is what I'm doing now. So I discovered, now I only discovered yesterday, I haven't been doing this for weeks or months or years. I discovered, hey, to rectify the problem, maybe I need to go into weight paint. Now there may be other ways of doing it. I'm just saying, step one, let me go to the weight paint mode. So up here say pose mode, I'm changing back to object mode. I click on my mechanical arm, and you see it's a mechanical arm. It got the two little pincer things up there. I click on mechanical arm. Then I'm going to go to weight paint. And you see how this top portion right here looks. This circular portion. Right here. I should not have, when it's red, if you know anything about weight paint, if there's any color in that section, that means that particular section will bend. I don't want it to bend. So my first endeavor, I'm gonna try to take away the color in that particular area. Oh, brother. Okay, then. I'm gonna click on my N. I'm click on N again. I had it on N. I'm gonna go to tools, and there are my weight paint tools. My first thing I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to subtract it. Let's see what happens when I subtract as much of this. I'm gonna subtract, and I'm gonna hit the F key and put up here. I'm gonna hit the F key. That scales the circle. Scale. I apologize for my writing. I'm using my mouse. Scale a circle. So if you're new to weight painting, as you're going to see in a couple moments, when I hit that F key, my circle will be scaled to whatever dimensions I want it to be. Okay, so it's going to go. So I'm hitting my F key now, and you see I can scale in, out, or in, but I'm gonna do some fine-tuned scaling. So I'm gonna scale it in, then I left click. Then I'm gonna try to colored in this area right here. Try to subtract. Well, I'm gonna try to subtract this area right here with a circular portion at. Now it may not be perfect, but if I can get most of it and make the rig look convincing. All right, I did it from that side. Let me give it some of all of it, even on the back side. It's a little bit more up here. I'm gonna move all this on the back side. Rotate it some more. Make this part blue. Make it as much blue as I can. Let me do the pan. I want a pan. So it may not be perfectly blue, but if I can change the majority of it and make it look convincing, that's the most important thing. Make it look convincing. Now let me get under here. Okay, so I did that. Let me take away some of it right over here in this little area. And remember, it may not be perfect, but I want to make it look convincing. As convincing. Go back to object mode. Turn it around here. And I want to look at. Let's look at this. Let's see if the circular part, for the most part, is staying still. Remember, if it moves a little bit, that's okay. Because remember, most of the time when you animate something, you really don't zoom up toward that part. When you zoom in animation, you usually zoom in at the face part. I'm not going to zoom into their arm. That's rare. It happens, but it's rare to zoom into somebody's arm or elbow. If it was humanoid, this would be the equivalent of an elbow. I never saw no camera zoom into the elbow. So I just want to make it look convincing. I'm gonna click back on my armature. And I have there's a custom bones. I made a video on custom bones that you can watch. And there are a host of other videos on YouTube that you can watch. So I clicked on my armature. I'm gonna go back to pose mode. And let's see if the circle somewhat, I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm gonna rotate it on an X. And you see the circular portion is staying still. Now, I can work on my armature to make my armature. I can work on my mesh. To weight paint it some more to make the top parts stop moving. But you see, that circular part, it does look like it's rotating on something mechanical. It looks like an exoskeleton or something mechanical because that middle part is completely not moving. So that's a tip I want to give you all. If you're starting to experiment with robots, basically it. Insects, things that have an exoskeleton, a robot, etc. If you don't want to make that particular joint move, because it's just a joint. If you don't want that joint to be distorted and bending out, use the weight paint. I'm sure there may be other techniques. I think I have another idea, but there may be others. But the fastest way to get it to not move is use the weight paint. And you see I zoomed out to make it look more realistic. I zoomed out. Let me rotate the X again. And you see, you definitely cannot see that circle part is not moving. It definitely looks like it's a mechanical object now. No distortion in the circle at all, because I subtracted the weight paint portions from it. So that's it, my good people. Thank you for stopping by. I hope this gives you an idea of how now to manipulate your robot figure. If it got limbs on it, to make the joints not bend. If it's a human, I don't care if the joint bend in, but for a robot or an insect, I don't want no joint bending. So that's the point. The point you got to take the weight paint off is that joint. Thank you. And as I always like to say, I'm not no teenager using Blender. I'm a full-grown adult. Full-grown adult. And I still like to do the blender. I still like to increase my awareness. I keep growing every day. So you keep growing. If you're a new beginner, don't stop. All of us was once new with a 3D package. The only knock against Blender is I can't go to my community college and take a course on Blender. I can do that for Mario or the other industry standard packages. I can do that for them. But for Blender, we basically have to help each other. So don't stop. Don't give up. Watch YouTube videos. Go to Udemy and other websites and download courses. I'm rooting for you. As you can see that right now, if I want to make the video, if I'm not rooting for you. The Blender community rooting for you, because they make videos too. Tone Rosenthal rooting for you. Now, he don't make videos a lot, but he do advocate the growth of Blender, and he do love Blender artists. And all the Blender artists all around rooting for you. So keep pushing forward. Until the next time, 3D family, Blender family, peace.